Good morning. Good morning. Turn the lights down just. Good morning. Who's here? Good morning, everybody. Oh, man, sorry. That's better. Let me send a link. I see there's some messages here. Good morning. Let me send a link through onto my channel. Come on. It's not showing up yet. Come on. That one. There we are. Right, let me just share this link. Good morning, Jane. Good morning, Oksana. So we'll just wait one more minute and then we'll get started. So make sure you have your blocks and straps and things ready to hand. Share this with Petra. See if I can. Petra, there we go. Send it to her. Okay, so how are you all doing? Friday morning? Yep, it's Friday. So today will be fairly on class. So I think it'll be around about an hour and 20 minutes, something like that. We are going to repeat the sequences that we did last Friday because I want to work into the splits and the flying splits so that maybe we can see a progression. So maybe I'm going to do that every Friday for the next few weeks so that we can feel that we are moving along with those different asanas. So let's get started, everybody. On to, let's see, any messages? Great, okay. Okay, just make sure nobody's trying to message me. Right, so focusing now. I've got my focus oil. You guys really need to get some of this stuff or some lovely oils. If you have any essential oils, pop a little bit onto the wrists. You can rub it into the temples. Really, really is wonderful for stimulating the senses and waking us up, especially in the morning. So let's get started. You can see the sun is rising onto this little spot. It's my 7:30 spotlight. So, into your cross-legged or seated position. Though I invite you today to take a little hip opening to even start. So just taking hold of your left foot. I'm not mirroring you. Just take a little, I'm sitting on my cushion. You can sit on a block. Let's just work into the hips a little bit. Lift it up a little higher and down. Just waking up these hips. So make sure you have for later your blocks ready and maybe even a strap. If you like to use a bolster for any of your postures as well, please make sure you have everything ready. So coming into Padmasana, lotus position, if you can. If not, taking the legs so that they're creating a triangular shape, so bringing the shins parallel and stacking the spine lovely and tall. So shoulders over hips, crown of the head centers over the pelvis. So really beginning to notice the body. So if you're coming into lotus, so taking care with the knees. If it doesn't suit, then don't take anything that's hurt you or feels uncomfortable, any uncomfortable sensations. So really notice the sensations in the body. And if it doesn't work for you, then change it. Change is good. So bringing the focus and attention inwards now by gently closing the eyes. Taking the hands into the lap, resting one gently over the other, palms facing up. Just notice whether your shoulders are hunched by your ears. Just sending the shoulders away from the ears and maybe just gently drawing the shoulder blades together. Feel the openness across the chest, across the heart center, across the collarbones. So beginning to take that focus and attention inwards, introspectively, as we begin our moving meditation. Yoga, uniting the mind, body, and spirit, a union of all three. So starting to look to the breath, gently observing the flow like a wave coming in, coming out through the nose. So using the nose as a filter, and then using the throat to warm and energize the breath, Ujjayi sounding breath, a form of pranayama, breath control. So using your breath control to help you focus and concentrate deeper. Using your breath as your anchor. So whenever thoughts or external sounds, anything tries to distract you, tries to hijack your practice, come back to your breath. Simply observe the sensations of the breath coming in and out. Observing the coming in, coming out. And observe how the body changes. How the rib cage widens, how the lungs fill. Imagine breathing deeply into the whole of the body. Imagine the whole body breathing. The breath being sent to every part of your body, energizing you, filling you with new fresh life force and prana. Positive new energy in. And letting go, releasing anything negative, anything that doesn't serve you, letting that out. Release, let go. Beginning to just even out the length of the breath. So counting yourself in for 4. Take a little pause at the top. And then exhale for 4. Inhale for 4. Hold. Exhale for 4. And now starting to waken up the bandhas. So beginning with the very base of our core, of our trunk, the Mula Bandha, energetically squeezing in there. It's like a drawstring. Imagine pulling that drawstring in and in and in. Inwards, and then drawing that up towards your heart center. Squeeze and lift. And then on your next exhale, drawing your belly in, navel draws into spine, Uddiyana Bandha. Bringing these 2 bandhas, energy locks together. Just a few more breaths. But before we move, start to synchronize our breath with our movements in our moving meditation. Let's take this opportunity of stillness while the mind is still and we're sitting quietly. Take this opportunity to set a positive intention. This could be an intention towards your practice, towards your day, towards your life, towards your family, towards your environment, towards your universe, anything that resonates deeply with you. Make your resolve definite. Give it light, clarity, color. Really picture it in your inner mind's eye. And then in this present moment, in this present tense, repeat that to yourself 3 times silently. Slowly opening up the eyes. Taking the feet, releasing the feet if they were in Padmasana, lotus position. Your legs a little shaking in and out. And then taking yourself off your blocks or your cushions if you've been on those. Extending the legs out front. So coming into staff pose, Dandasana. Taking the hands either side of the buttocks. Draw the elbows in tight. Squeeze and lift those 2 bandhas at the base. Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Squeeze and lift. Drawing your chin towards your chest for Jalandhara Bandha. Really strong sounding Ujjayi breath here. And imagine you're pressing your back straight against the wall behind you. Let's take 5 long, strong, deep breaths here. Your drishti towards your big toes. 2 more breaths. And 1 more deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then tilting yourself backwards, crossing your legs, fold the heels in towards the buttocks, rolling onto your knees. Coming into Bidalasana, but then taking the hands a little bit further forward. Spreading the fingers wide, pointer finger or middle finger facing forwards. So ideally taking the thumbs a little higher than the little fingers, taking the inner creases of the arms forwards, just take a little external rotation of the arms and feel the openness across the collarbones. Squeeze and lift navel to spine and then tuck the toes. Take a big, nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, push into your hands, squeeze and lift as you hover the knees just an inch off the mat. Two more breaths here. Nice long neck so your gaze is slightly forwards of your hands. And then pushing yourself so that you push into the hands so that your heels draw back, your buttocks draw towards your heels. So you're in a low crouch position, your belly is landing on your thighs or towards your thighs. And then starting to lift the tailbone up towards the sky. Taking your feet hip distance apart, start to pedal out the legs. So waking up the joints of the feet, stretching into the Achilles heel all the way up the backs of the calves, to the backs of the knees. So work into all of those spaces. Check that you have softness in the elbows. And send your shoulders away from your ears. Create that space between the shoulder blades. So sliding the shoulder blades apart a bit. So you're not squeezing and crunching in there. You want openness across the upper back. Squeeze and lift navel to spine. Uddiyana Bandha. And then lifting into the pelvic floor. And then sending your feet so you're rolling on the balls of your feet. So your heels lift and go from side to side. So imagine you're wagging your tail. So nothing's changing in the arms and the very upper body. It's all happening in the lower body and into the legs and hips. And then just pause on one side. Feel a lovely stretch from the hand all the way down to the hip. Over to the other side. And then coming up onto your tippy toes. So onto the tips of the toes. A little bend in the knees and look forwards between the hands and then walk the feet up to join the hands. Take the feet hip distance apart, grabbing hold of opposite elbows. Just hanging a little ragdoll. So gentle sway side to side. Nod the head yes. Shake the head no. Just releasing the tension in the neck. And using gravity to really create space between the upper vertebra of the cervical spine. And then releasing the hands to the floor. Soften into the knees. So bend into the legs. Have that belly land onto the thighs. Just stay here for a moment. Feel that connection. And then feel the connection of your feet into the earth. Start to squeeze into the thighs very slowly, slowly. Roll yourself up to standing. Stacking the spine from the base. All the way up to the top. With the head arriving last. Roll the shoulders back and down. As we're now going to take our Surya Namaskar A. Beginning in mountain pose, Tadasana. So lifting the toes and then replacing the toes down into your mat. Really root the feet, Padabandha, into the earth. But lift into the inner arches of the feet, so checking you're not rolling the ankles in or out. Nice neutral ankle alignment. And then squeeze into those thighs as you lift the kneecaps. Neutral pelvis, so check the tilt of your pelvis. Roll those shoulders back and down. Lift into Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Openness across the front ribs, across the sternum, the rib cage opens without flaring. So lifting the heart. Just picture yourself growing tall, pulling yourself. Imagine that thread at the top of the head being pulled up to the sky. Maybe a little slight tuck of the chin towards the chest. I feel that lengthen the back of the neck. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Energize the arms all the way to the fingertips. Strong mountain, strong Tadasana. Taking a deep breath in. Let's sweep our arms wide, lifting your hands up to the sky. Look up to your thumbs, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, deeply forward fold, swan dive all the way down over the legs. Soften the knees, bend the knees if you need to. Inhale, half lift. Bring your hands to your shins, flat back, gaze forwards. Plant the hands and hold the breath as you step your feet back. Drop to the knees, chest, chin, elbows tuck, Ashtanga Pranam, and then coming into Salambasana. It's like a little locust position, looking up. Exhale through Bidalasana, tuck the toes. Then lift the hips up to transition into downward facing dog. Now for any of your sun salutations, you can always take those options. Let's take a nice deep breath in for 1. Exhale for 1. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2. Deep inhale coming onto the balls of the feet. Bend the knees, thighs towards the belly, look forwards. Exhale, step up to the mat. Breath in for that half lift, flat back, scoop the belly up. Exhale, deeply forward fold, Uttanasana. Still softness in the knees, don't have to straighten the legs. Root the feet, squeezing the thighs, lift all the way up into Urdhva Hastasana. Palms of the hands come together, look up to your thumbs. Exhale through center, Samastitihi. Back to your mountain pose. Inhale, reach those arms wide, look up to your thumbs. Exhale, forward fold over the legs, deeply forward fold. Plant the hands, bend the knees if you need to. Inhale, half lift. Hold the breath. Plant the hands, step the feet back. Exhale into knees, chest, chin, Ashtanga Pranam. Inhale into Salambasana. Exhale through Bidalasana, tuck the toes. Then lifting the hips up to the sky, reset the feet. Downward facing dog, 2 deep breaths. Spread the fingers wide. Shoulders away from the ears. Drishti towards the navel. And draw the navel up towards the spine and lift into your Mula Bandha. Really squeeze and lift there. Pointing that tailbone up towards the sky. So tilting the pelvis down. Imagine your armpits are reaching down towards the floor. On your next breath in, bend the knees, gaze forwards. Exhale, step to the top of the mat. Breath in, half lift. Forward fold, exhale. Root the feet, squeeze the thighs, wave control, lifting all the way up into Urdhva Hastasana. Palms the hands together. Exhale through center, Samastitihi. Into mountain pose. 1 more. Inhale, sweeping the arms wide. Exhale, swan dive over the legs. Plant the hands, maybe straighten the legs a little bit more and bring the hands alongside the feet. Inhale, half lift, maybe to fingertips this time. Hold the breath as you step or jump into your plank this time. Exhale through Chaturanga Dandasana if you wish, or keeping with that Salambassana version or upward facing dog. So your choice. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, look up, drawing the hips back, or going through tabletop to transition, your choice. Remember, this is your practice. No ego, no judgment. Connect with your breath. Strong Ujjayi sounding breath. Positive new energy in. Exhaling anything that doesn't serve you. Bending the knees, drawing the thighs towards the belly, look forwards. Exhale, step or jump to the top. Breathe in, half lift. Forward fold, exhale. Root the feet, squeeze into the thighs. Arms wide as you lift up to the top, little micro back bend. So reaching those hips forwards. So push the hips forwards and arms back. Hands through center, back to Samastitihi, into Tadasana. Inhale, we're going to take our Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold deeply. Breath in, half lift. Hold that breath, plant the hands firmly, step or jump into your plank, and exhale to lower, your choice. Inhale, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Breath in, floating the right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. So hips are facing down, nothing is changing, just the leg lifting. Coming onto the ball of the left foot, weight slightly into the hand, draw that right knee in towards the chest, touch the nose with the knee if you can. Stepping lightly between the hands, coming into Ashtha Chandrasana. So check that you have firm root of your feet into the earth, squeeze into the hips, into those thighs, strong legs, but push that back heel away. Inhale, reaching up, look between your hands. Externally rotate those arms. So openness through the chest. Big breath in. Reaching forwards, exhale, frame the front foot, step the front foot back with control. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drive the hips back. Breath in, left leg lifts to the sky. Three-legged dog, tail of the dog. Ball of the foot on the right side, so lifting up onto the tippy toes. Weight slightly forward into the hands, draw that left knee into chest. Knee to nose if you can. Lightly step between the feet, root the feet, squeeze into the glutes, into the thighs. Reaching up. Follow your hands with your gaze, with your drishti. Big breath in, reach forwards. Frame that front foot into plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, take those hips back. Draw navel to spine as you pull the hips back. Downward facing dog. Reconnect with your breath. Find that anchor. Find that focus. So imagine that external rotation of the upper arms. Feel that there. So noticing all the sensations in the body. Drawing your chin towards your chest, your drishti to your navel. Lifting into Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. On your next breath in, bend into the knees. Onto the balls of the feet, look forwards, exhale. Step or jump to the top. Inhale, half lift, really scoop the belly up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair. So brushing the earth with your fingertips as you sweep those arms down and then up. Look up between the hands, bring the palms of the hands together if you can. Root to rise, inhale, and then bringing the arms back down by your sides. Inhale, chair. Exhale, deeply forward fold. Inhale, lift. Plant the hands, hold the breath, step or jump back. Exhale, lower. Chaturanga, inhale. Upward facing dog, your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in, right leg to the sky, this time bend the knee. And let's draw some circles with the knee. So the knee is bent, it's working, rotating around into those spaces of the hip. Back to three-legged dog. Weight comes forwards into the hands, onto the ball of the foot. Bring that knee in, touch the nose. Step forward, drop the back heel this time. Let's come into Virabhadrasana, Warrior One. Bring the hands together. Look up to your thumbs. Inhale. Frame the front foot. Step the back to the foot. Back. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Open the chest, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Exhale, draw navel to spine. Draw those hips back. Breath in, three-legged dog, left side, then bend into the knee. Draw the heel towards the right buttock and then circling that knee as you work into that hip. Just explore all of those spaces. Then sending your leg back up into three-legged dog. Weight comes forwards, into the hands. Ball of the foot, the right foot, knee to nose. Step it lightly forwards. Drop the back heel. Warrior One. Big breath in. Look up to your thumbs. Forward folding to bring the hands either side of the front foot. Step it back. Exhale, lower into Chaturanga. Knees, chest, chin, your choice. Inhale, up dog. Downward facing dog. Let's hold for 2 breaths here. In for 1. Out for 1. In for 2. Out for 2. Inhale, bend the knees, look forwards. Exhale, step or jump lightly to the top. Inhale, half lift. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, chair. Brush those fingertips on the earth. Follow the hands with your drishti, with your gaze. Squeeze the thighs together, lift into the belly. Inhale, rise, exhale, lower. Last time. Inhale. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Hold the breath, step or jump back. Exhale, Chaturanga, Dandasana, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Ardha Mukha Svanasana, exhale. Inhale, just kicking the right leg to the sky, then bring it straight away forwards between the hands. Inhale, Warrior One. Straight down, frame the front foot. Step it back, exhale, lower. Breath in, half lift. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, exhale. Inhale, just a little kick to the sky with that left foot. Step it forwards. Drop the back heel. Warrior One. 1 breath. Look up to your thumbs. Frame that front foot. Step it back. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, exhale. Drawing the heels down towards the mat. They don't have to touch. Let's take a nice deep, full breath in. Really fill the lungs. Open the mouth, sigh that breath out. Deep breath in. Sigh the breath out. Deep breath in. Now stick the tongue out too with the mouth open. Lion's breath. Just really letting go. Any negative sensations, thoughts, feelings, energy. On your next breath in, little bend into the knees. Look forwards, exhale, step or jump to the top. Inhale, half lift, forward fold, exhale. Into chair, inhale. Hold your chair. So squeeze those thighs towards each other. Bring the feet a little bit closer, if not to touch, if you can. As we take Parivrtta Utkatasana. So coming a little bit lower down, bring your hands to your heart center, but keep the chest lifted. Squeeze into the thighs, squeeze the hips towards each other, lots of stability there. And then twisting over to your right. So hooking the left elbow over the right knee. Opening the chest to the side. So the legs do not move, it's all in the upper body. Spreading your wings wide, opening your arms up, looking up to your top hand. Big breath in, coming back to center. Exhale, twisting over to the left. So lifting that top elbow up towards the sky. Lift the gaze, open the arms wide. Squeeze and lift into the belly, really strong Uddiyana Bandha. Inhale to center. Reach the arms forward, drop the hips a little bit lower. Gaze in front of you, a few feet in front. Drop the hips a little lower. And then coming into Uttanasana. Plant the hands either side of the feet. Take a little half lift. And then imagine folding forwards a little deeper. So you're sending, tilting the pelvis forwards, lifting that tailbone up to the sky. Drawing the head down towards the floor, crown of the head reaching down towards the earth. Tuck the elbows in. Half lift. Step your left foot back. Come into triangle. So have your blocks ready to the right. So you need one block to the right as when we take our Ardha Chandrasana. So first we're taking Trikonasana, Utthita Trikonasana. So taking your left hand on your left hip, start to spin and open the chest to the side. Squeeze the thighs towards each other. Squeeze into the hips. So really opening the chest. So having that hand not dumping down into the right, lifting the left hand now up into that 12 o'clock position. Look up to your top thumb. Really lift into the side obliques, the right side obliques. Reaching your right hand towards me or bringing that towards your heart center. Keep looking up. 2 more breaths. Squeeze those thighs as if they're trying to draw towards each other. Draw the feet almost towards each other. So bringing that energy in nice and strong and stable. Look down to your front foot. A little bend in that front leg. Place your hand onto your block or onto the floor. And then lifting the left leg up into hip height. Keeping yourself open to the side for your Ardha Chandrasana. Flex into the lifted leg foot. Spin the chest open to the side. Look down to your front foot. Slowly with control, drop that left foot down. Windmill the left arm overhead, coming into Warrior Two. Now check your feet's position if they need to slide a little bit further apart. You don't want that knee oversailing the front ankle. You're going to sink down into the hips. Work into these hip spaces. Reach the arms away, look to your front middle finger, soften into the shoulders, into the neck and jaw. Maybe a little smile in the corner of the lips. It's Friday. A little bit lower. And then coming into extended side angle. So bringing that forearm to the thigh, reaching overhead, stretching the left hand away. Activate that right hand, so holding something precious there. Reach, reach, reach with those left fingertips as far away from the outer blade of the left foot. Look up with your gaze to your top hands. Maybe sinking a little bit lower into the hips. So dropping the right hand down to the right ankle. Extend and open. Maybe you want to bind a little bit behind. So bringing that left hand behind you to reach towards that right thigh. Keep the chest lifted, gaze lifted. Look down to your front foot. Coming into humble warrior. So taking the hands, Clasping the hands behind. Inhale. Exhale, bending into that front leg. Drawing the right shoulder towards that right knee. Drawing the head down towards the floor. Lift the arms up. A little bit lower. Just imagine you're pulling that head down to the floor. Release the hands now. So coming into that flying split that we tried last week. So these are beginning early stages of some of these postures. So make sure you have some space. I didn't have quite enough space last time. So bringing your hands inside of your right foot. So now you're facing your hips forwards towards your hands. And then you're going to take your right hand behind and drop the left knee just for a moment. Hooking your right arm behind that right knee. So I'm going to demonstrate what we're after. So you've got a ledge. So you're scooching that, that right foot forwards. Oh, I haven't got enough space again. And then you're coming forwards. I'm going to move around. So I'm using my right arm as a ledge for the right leg. Bringing your left elbow in close to the body. Bend into the elbows, push into the fingertips, reach the legs away. Coming back down. That's just a little bit of a flying split. So try one more time. Got that arm pushed behind the back of the right thigh. You've got chaturanga arms. So reaching that right foot forwards. Then lifting the back leg. You can kick the heels away and release. Well done. Very, very strong. From there, we're going to take, very, very hot already, your 8 limb. I just need to check something in the kitchen. Just hold on a sec. I see some smoke. That's really weird. I thought I could smell something burning a bit. And it's not my incense. Okay. Extend your left leg forwards. We're going to hook the right leg over the right shoulder. Really hook it. Leaning forwards. Really plant that right hand into the floor. So what we're going to do is you're going to hook the legs together over the side arm. So we have to really squeeze the legs into that side arm. Look forwards. So I'm squeezing my thighs in towards my upper arm and release down. Go over to the other side. That's hot. Feel that ani rising in the body. So over to the other side. I'm going to switch around. So into Trikonasana with the left leg forwards this time. So line yourselves up. There must be something burning outside. So left ankle lines up with the back inner arch of the foot. I'm going to jut the right hip out. Reach away with the left hand. Bring that down to softly land without dumping. You can always use a block in Trikonasana, by the way. If your hand doesn't reach down or you don't feel as though you have enough lift in the side body. So reaching up 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock with those arms. Connect with the breath. So that's flying splits, Eka Pada Kandanyasana, and that 8 angle is very, very strong. So work into those, be patient. Bring your left hand to your heart center, lift into the side body, looking up to the top hand. Connect with your breath, use your breath. Looking down to your front foot. Bring yourself into Virabhadrasana, Warrior Two. Maybe slide the feet a little bit wider apart. Look into your left middle finger. Sinking down, get those hips working. So checking the knee alignment. The knee isn't over beyond the ankle. So take the feet further apart. Reach the fingertips away. Sink lower into the hips. Be keeping the body completely upright. Softness into the face, neck and jaw. Sink a little bit lower. Coming into that half moon. So block left hand, stepping into the left leg. Bringing the right leg up to hip height, open to the side. Flex into the lifted leg foot. Look up to your top hand. So your arms are 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Chest open and lifted to the side. Then step it back through to Warrior Two. Extended side angle. Forearm to thigh. Reaching the arm overhead. Open the chest to the side. Hold something precious in that left hand. Really extend the fingertips as far away diagonally from the outer blade of the right foot. Looking up. Connect with that Ujjayi sounding breath. Maybe sink a little lower into the hips. And down into that humble warrior. Clasping the hands behind the back. Breath in, lift and lengthen. Exhale. Folding over that left shoulder towards the left knee. Imagine drawing your left ear down to your left inner ankle. Lifting the arms up. 3 more breaths here. Reaching down a little lower with the head if you can. Working into strengthening into that left hip. And then bringing the hands down to the inside of the left foot. I'm going to move around, so I definitely know I have space. So, drop that back knee. So I'm going to scooch that left arm back and round behind that left thigh. We need those chaturanga arms. Start to reach the left foot forwards, forwards, forwards. Scooch it forwards. Send the right foot back just a little bit. Oh, so constricted with space in here. So you've got those chaturanga arms, bringing the elbow in close to the body, that right elbow in close to the body. Start to extend the legs away. Then lift and push into the fingertips. And lower down. We'll have one more go. And then move into the Ashtha Vakrasana. So one more go. Take the arm behind the leg. So extending the legs like a split. You can bring the right foot across just a little bit. Draw the right elbow in towards the body. Lean into it. Into your chaturanga. Extend the legs. Lift the legs if you can. Push into the hands, into the fingertips. Well done. Very, very strong. Taking the 8-angle Ashtha Vakrasana onto the other side. So, hooking that arm underneath. Really bringing the leg up as high as you can on the arm towards the shoulder. Starting to lean forwards. Pressing into that left hand. So what we need to do is squeeze the legs around that left left arm. And that left arm is a kind of like a ledge. So there's my ledge. I'm pushing the feet towards one another. Squeeze the thighs next to that leg. Squeeze, 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 lifting the hip. 3, 2, 1. Lower the bottom down. Whew. Well done, everyone. Rock and roll. Cross the legs. Jump back if you can, or step back. Lower down, vinyasa. Inhale, up dog. Downward facing dog. Step or jump the feet up to the hands, and then come up to standing nice and slowly. Come into our standing posture. Standing leg left side. Now take your strap if you need it for this. It's our Ardha Hasta Padangusthasana. So, taking the strap around the foot. I'll just demonstrate quickly. Left hand, left hip. That's the one where we extend the leg, bring the leg towards the head. Head down, chest down towards the leg. Use your strap, or take the peace fingers around the big toe. So set yourselves up. Left leg, standing leg. Big toe mound rooted into the floor. Strong standing leg, thigh, and glute. So find that drishti spot for your gaze. Extend the right leg. Draw the leg up and the body down for 5 breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly changing sides. Right hand, right hip. Strap or big toe, bind with the fingers. Root that right foot into the earth. Strong in the standing leg. Drishti spot for your gaze. And lower it down. Into eagle. 2 choices. Taking the leg around and wrapping it, or taking the foot across. You choose. Hands to heart center, lifting the chest. I'm going to take this option today. Squeeze and lift into the belly. Keep the chest lifted. Of course, your full eagle legs, full eagle arms, as well is an option, but I'm going to take this option today. Find that drishti spot for your gaze. Keep the chest lifted. Squeeze and lift into Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. And then switch sides. So full eagle. If you wish to take your full eagle, or taking the other option, just to open, I just fancy this one today for the hips. So taking the hands to the heart center, chest lifted. So just work into those spaces that you feel are right for you today. Keep the breath flowing. Big breath in. Lengthen the legs. Taking the legs wide. Prasarita legs. So hands to the hips. Feet really nice and wide, parallel the outer edges. Lift the chest, lift the gaze. Hinging from the hip creases as you exhale forwards. Bring your hands down to the earth. Tucking the elbows in tight. So those couple of arm balances we just did, really had to use those arms close to the body, really squeezing in tight. Re-engage those there. So really squeeze those elbows in. Drawing the head down towards the floor. Take your weight into your toes a little bit. If you want to take your tripod headstand, take your tripod. Just for a breath. If not, just keep working into this posture. Drawing the head down, Crown of the head down to the earth. Prasarita Padottanasana. Then lift on an inhale, coming up halfway. Heel toe your feet a little bit closer together if they're quite wide apart. Take your hands to your hips. Inhale, bend into the knees. Coming up safely back to standing. And then pivot your feet. Have your right foot forwards. Step that left foot in a little bit. Then take the feet so that they're hip distance apart. Right foot facing forwards. Left foot at a 45-degree angle. Clasping opposite elbows behind or taking reverse prayer. Openness through the chest, so don't let the shoulder blades open wide and then roll the shoulders forwards. You want to roll the shoulders back, squeeze the shoulder blades together and open up through the heart center, across the chest, through the collarbones. Point those hips forwards. Breath in, lift and lengthen. Exhale, hinging forwards over the front leg. So just checking your hips are still facing forwards. Send the left hip forwards, the right hip back. Now imagine you are squeezing your thighs towards each other. So try to squeeze them as if you're trying to make them touch. Lift into the belly, Uddiyana Bandha. Nice long length away, the shoulders away from the ears. Push the hands together if they're in reverse prayer. Then inhale halfway up. Coming into revolved triangle, Parivrtta Trikonasana. Have your block ready if you need it. You can press your hand into the block and then twist and lift to the right. Now really squeeze those inner thighs towards each other. Lift into the belly, look up to your top hand. Big breath in. Look down to your front foot. Taking your block, we're going to come into a revolved Ardha Chandrasana. Excuse me, revolved moon. Taking your weight into your right leg, lifting the left leg up, revolving your body to the right. Big breath in, look down to your front foot, step it back. Coming into that standing split. Okay, so from here, take your hands off your block and then place your hands onto the floor, a little bit away from the foot. So come so that your legs are in a kind of a 90-degree angle to each other. So that's setting ourselves up. Then taking your right hand to your ankle if you can. Start to hinge yourself down over the front leg. Lifting the left leg a little bit higher. If you want, you can bend the standing leg and bring your knee in towards your chest. Hinge yourself down further over the front leg, standing leg, and then re-lengthen. Bringing that left foot down nice and slowly with control. Step your right foot back. Hip distance apart from the left. We're coming into that pyramid pose on the left side. So hips face forward, 45 degrees. On the right foot, left foot pointing to the top of your mat. So strong hips forwards. Taking the bind of the hands as you did before. Reverse prayer or opposite elbows. Open that chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift and lengthen. Inhaling and exhale. Folding forwards. Parsvottanasana. Over that left leg. Drishti to the big toe. So send that right hip forwards, left hip back. Squeeze the hips towards each other. Thighs towards each other. Lift into the bandhas. Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha. One more breath. As you exhale, so fall down a little bit more over the front leg. Inhale, lift halfway. Using your block or your hand onto the floor, your choice. Squeeze those thighs towards each other, start to revolve to the left. So your choice, using the block, using your hand to the floor. You can keep your hand on the left hip if you want. Squeeze and lift into the belly. Really revolving the chest, opening the chest to the side. Look up to your top hand, squeeze and lift into the belly even a little more. Squeeze those thighs a bit more towards each other. Really create stability. Strong Ujjayi breath. And then coming into that revolved Parivrtta Ardha Chandrasana. So right hand on your block or on the floor, it's your choice. Stepping into the weight into that left leg, lifting the right leg up to that 90-degree angle perpendicular to the earth. Look up to your top hand, open the chest. 2 more breaths. And then into that standing split. Just lower the back leg down for a second. Bring the hands a little bit further forwards. So bring your weight into the left leg. So what we're going to do is take hold of the left foot with the left hand, left ankle. Using your right hand for stability. Start to fold yourself down over the standing leg, lifting the right leg up. And then taking that bend option. So bending the knee, the right knee in towards the chest. Bend into the standing leg. Fold further over the standing leg with the body. Draw the head down. 2 breaths. And then replacing the feet to the earth. Coming into a lizard. On the right side, step the left foot back. So we're nice hip distance apart for the feet. Using a block or a cushion, start to bring your elbows down to the floor. Now you can drop your left knee down to the floor and take your lizard with the knee down. Turn your right foot out 45 degrees and breathe deeply. If you want to, you can tuck the back toes, lift that left knee off the floor. If you want, you can reach the hands forwards and draw the head down towards the floor. Working deeply into the hips. Drop the back knee if you've lifted it. Coming into our split sequence now. So starting with a half split. And then just extend and lengthen. So bending and straightening the front leg. Take a little flexing and bending of the foot as well. And then take a little forward fold over that front leg. And then tick-tock the foot side to side. So the rest of the leg isn't moving. Just slowly turning the foot left and right. So that just allows us to access the outer edges of the left and right of the hamstring. Okay, coming into half splits. So taking your blocks, if you need them, to press into. If you want to, you can take a bolster or a cushion underneath for this right thigh to land onto. Your choice. So starting to slide that left leg back. Another little tip, if you have sore kneecaps, is to place the knee, or you have little knee issues, a little bit of arthritis like me, give yourself some cushioning for that left knee. So remembering, it's not a case of no pain, no gain. It's a case of listening to your body and working with the body. There's no need to feel pain. You need to be sensible and work sensibly into these things now. This splits. So it takes some time. Take some deep breathing, some patience. So keep with it. Here, if you want to take your cushion out from underneath, trying to keep the body as upright as you can. Squeaky cushion behind, squeaky pad behind me, making a funny noise. So breathing deeply into those spaces where you're feeling tightness. Stay with it. You can take the hands off the blocks if you're ready. Take a little forward fold over the front leg. And then pushing into the hands or back onto the blocks. Strongly push into the blocks so you can lift the feet up, bringing the legs slowly together. Well done. On to the other side. So definitely find some kind of cushion or pad for the knee if you have sore knees. So into the lizard, first of all. Left side, step the left foot forwards, nice big step forwards, turn the foot out 45 degrees. Taking the elbows to the floor. If you can't reach the elbows down, use your block or a cushion. Breathe deeply into all of those hip flexors. Hip flexor on the right side. Stretching into that glute, into that hamstring. If you want to tuck the toes under of the right foot, lift the right knee off. Working the head down towards the floor if that's available for you today. You want to reach the arms forwards. Drop the head down to the floor. Drop the back knee into those half splits. So just working a little bit into those hamstrings a bit deeper. Forward fold over the front leg. Flex the foot towards you. Take a little tick-tock left and right with the foot, keeping the leg completely static. All right, in we go. So pad up that right knee if you feel you need to. Take a cushion or block something underneath the left thigh if you feel you need it. It's quite nice to feel it. You've landed somewhere. So I'm going to place that there for now. So sliding the right foot away, wiggling that left foot forwards. My legs feel really, really tight today, so I'm with you on all of this journey into splits and into these arm balances. I didn't do gymnastics or dancing, so if anything, my sports made me tighter because I did a lot of running and triathlon, so I'm with you if you're feeling this tight leg situation, hip situation. But breathe deeply. The longer we stay in these deep stretches, the better. Take my hands off the blocks. Take a little reach forwards if you can. Oh, I think that was Siri. And slowly pushing into your blocks. So breathing deeply into all of those deep stretches, very important. Oh, well done, everyone. Taking your blocks aside, onto your knees. Dropping yourself, taking the buttocks to the right, feet to the left. Taking a lovely twist to the left, look over your left shoulder. And then over to the other side. And then what we're going to do is you're going to bring your right foot in, your left foot across, Wrap that right arm around the left leg. Feel lovely stretch the outer left glute on the outer left hip, and wrap the left arm round and behind towards the right leg, the right thigh. Grow the spine nice and tall. Drishti to the far left, so looking over your left shoulder. Reconnect with your breath, nice and strong. In and out. Over to the other side. So bringing that left foot in, right foot across. Hooking the left arm around the right knee, twisting around to the right, looking over your right shoulder. Grow the spine nice and tall. Imagine somebody's pulling you from that golden thread from the top of your head up to the sky. So bringing the right arm round, wrapping the arm round towards the left hip, outer hip, or towards the left thigh. Taking a little rock and roll. So I want us to do one more standing thing. So rock and roll, cross the legs, over onto the knees. Press into the hands, step or jump into your plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drive the hips back. Take a big breath in, bend the knees, look to the top of the mat, step or jump to the top. Half lift, forward fold, exhale. Can you feel that length in the hamstrings? Inhale, rooting the feet, lifting the arms up. Look up to the hands, bring the hands through center to the heart center. So we're just going to take a little dancer's pose here. We haven't done this for a while. So you can take a strap. We can take ourselves into a standing leg, left side. You can take the strap around over the right foot. First of all, just bringing that right foot up towards the right buttock. And release. And then using your hand onto your right foot. Reaching forwards, taking the pointer finger and the thumb together. So opening up, keep the chest lifted. Reaching that right foot up towards the sky, push that foot into the hand. 2 more breaths, and then come back down. Use your strap, cross the left, top of the left foot. Just to stretch into the front of the quad. Bringing that heel towards the buttock. And release. And then taking your left hand onto the outside of the left foot. Openness in the chest. Mudra with the right hand. Start to tilt forwards. Pushing into the standing big toe. Two more breaths. Whew. And then coming down. Whew. Tired legs. Taking a vinyasa to seated. Big breath in, reach up. Exhale, forward fold over the legs. Half lift, inhale, plant the hands, step or jump back. Drop to the knees. Sink into the heels with the buttocks. Just for a moment, feel that stretch in the front of the legs. And then bringing yourself back down to seated. Taking the left leg underneath, right leg on top. Kumbhakasana. So stacking the knees on top of each other. Reaching the right hand overhead. Reaching it down between the shoulders. Use a strap if you need to. If you can't reach the hands together, Reaching the left hand up between the shoulder blades, really reach up. Bringing the left hand up to the right. Big breath in, exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale and release. Shoulders are shake. Stacking those knees. Bringing the feet in nice and close to the hips. Now if you need to, you can take a block underneath. Really feel that lovely stretch in the hips, all that work we've done. Reach the right hand up, the left hand down. Open the chest. Open that tricep on the left side. Big breath in. Exhale, hinging from the hip creases, folding forwards. You might notice a difference left side, right side. One more big breath in and out. Inhale, coming up. Crossing the legs. And then reaching forwards, hinging from the hip creases. So sending the belly down over the legs, reaching the armpits down towards the earth. On the exhale, just feel yourself relaxing down a little bit more deeper into the floor. Inhale, coming up. Push into the hands. Extend the left leg. Bringing your right arm underneath and behind that right leg. We've done this one before. Ekapada Bhujasana. That elephant's trunk lift. So push that right hand into the floor, left hand into the floor. Squeeze actively that right leg into the upper right thigh. Then squeeze and lift into the belly as you lift the left leg forwards. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lowering it down. Over to the other side. Hooking the arm behind the shoulder. Tucks under as far up as it can. So really getting that, as if we're going to bring the leg behind the head. Not quite there yet. That's maybe in a few weeks' time. Let's try this step by step. Being patient, but squeeze that leg into that upper arm. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Push the hands into the earth. Either side. Equally pushing into the hands. Then lifting the right leg off. Hip as well if you can. 3, 2, 1. Lower it down. Extend the legs long into little Dandasana. 5 breaths. Draw the chin towards the chest. Squeeze and lift into the belly. Connect with your breath. Ujjayi sounding breath. Draw the shoulder blades together. Elbows tucked in tight. And then taking your block. Going to take ourselves. So you're going to fold the right leg in and back, foot behind. Prop up underneath the left buttock. So got your left leg extended, the right leg bent behind you. Now if you cannot bend the leg that way, take it into a Janu Sirsasana. So open to the side. But if you can bend, so you're sitting, it's almost like you're sitting on the heel. Well, the heel's actually slightly to the side, actually, of the buttock. So don't sit directly under it. And then reaching forwards, folding forwards over the front leg. So bringing the elbows down to the earth, or keep the elbows lifted, your choice. but making sure the shoulders are level. Take the hands under the feet if you can, or hold on to the ankle or the calf, whatever you can reach, or use your strap. So we're hinging from those hip creases, the belly landing on the thigh first. Big breath in. We're going to swap sides. So taking the right leg forwards, bringing the left foot in. So the left foot's actually to the side of the buttock, propping up underneath the right. So extend and lengthen over the right leg. Use your strap if you need to. Bring the elbows down, hands down, just to check the shoulders are level, hips are level. Really flexing that foot towards you. Two more breaths. Inhale, release. Extend that left leg forwards. Off you come from those blocks. Fold the left foot in. Taking hold of the right foot. And extend and lengthen that right leg to the sky. So bring it in towards your head. Sitting upright as much as possible. And release, switch sides. Bringing that right foot in, as though we're about to sit cross-legged. Take the hands either side the foot. Now you can use the strap and lengthen that left leg as much as you can. And bringing the shin in towards the nose. Slowly release. Taking the legs wide. Flexing the feet. Reaching the elbows forwards, palms facing up. We're hinging from the hip creases. Then reach towards me. Reach, 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 reach. Bringing the hands down, and if you can, take them out to the sides. Grab hold of the big toes. Lift and lengthen, hinge from those hip creases, folding forwards towards the floor. Let's hold it here another 5 breaths. Two more. Deep breaths. Really focus on the exhale. Use your breath to really access these deep stretches. Inhale, slowly coming up, bring the legs together. Soles the feet together and bring the groin in, pelvis in towards the heels. If you want to, you can pop yourselves onto a block. Sometimes it just helps opening the knees a little bit more to the side. So tilting yourselves forwards, opening the knees, opening up into the hips. Then if you can, bring your elbows down to the floor. Let the head hang heavy. Opening those hips a little bit more if you can, reaching forwards a little bit more. Two more breaths. Inhale, bringing the elbows a little bit closer in. Coming back up to seated. And then coming over into Halasana. So rolling yourselves down onto your backs, nice and slowly. So use your hands to help assist the roll down. Taking the arms onto the floor, palms facing down. And then rocking up so that you bring your knees onto your forehead first. Then extend the legs. Touch down with the toes.
Squeeze and lift into the belly, and then squeeze and lift into the thighs. Lift the thighs up towards the sky, so you want to lift the legs away from the body. From here, if you can wiggle your shoulders a little bit closer together, elbows a little closer together, take the hands into the lower back. And if it feels good today, just take a little shoulder stand. Squeeze into Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. And we have Jalandhara Bandha here because our chin is in towards the chest. Point or floint the toes. So floint is a halfway between a point and a flex. Maybe close the eyes. Squeeze the legs towards each other. Try and just stack the legs over the hips as much as possible. Don't move the head. Let's hold here for another 5 breaths. And then back to plow. Squeeze into the belly, keeping the hips where they are as you bring the legs back overhead. Arms touch down, palms facing down. Rolling down nice and slowly with control, keeping the legs engaged. Coming straight into your fish pose. Opening the chest, wiggle those shoulders a bit. Elbows closer, squeeze the shoulder blades together so the chest really, really opens, lift, and then dropping the crown of the head back down. Deep belly breaths. Big breath in, lifting the head, look to the feet. Release the elbows. Bring the heels in towards the buttocks. Take the arms wide. Rock and roll those knees. Side to side, window wiper the legs. Hug the knees into chest. It's like you're trying to bring your knees into your armpits. And then rolling side to side. Draw the head up towards the knees. And then take a little rock and roll along the spine. And then choosing your comfortable position for Shavasana. Supta Baddha Konasana, one option. So bringing the feet together, open the knees. Maybe taking the arms back. Feel the openness in the chest. So it's like you're taking cactus arms. Or you want to extend the legs. Extend the legs long. So taking the feet out to the side, so rotating the feet open. So have the legs much wider than hip distance apart, and then taking the arms away from the body, palms facing up. Starting to soften into the face, into the jaw, so unclenching the jaw. Allowing the eyes to rest heavy in their sockets. So a softness across the brow, so uncreasing the brow. Softness around the eyes, unwrinkling the space and skin around the eyes. And maybe just permitting a gentle upturn in the corner of the lips, a little gentle smile. So feeling all the muscles of the face relax. Relaxing the muscles of the neck, the scalp, the shoulders, the backs of the arms, the front of the arms, the forearms and hands. So let the arms be heavy. Soften the upper back, the front of the back, front of the chest, the upper back, the lower back. Softness in the belly, in the abdomen. Imagine all the internal organs are softly relaxing. No tension anywhere. Softness into the hips, to the pelvis, into the glutes, the buttocks, thighs, hamstrings, the knees, the backs of the knees. Soften into the shins, into the calves, ankles, feet, toes. So just scanning your body head to toe. Really notice any sensations in the body. Anything that arises. Feeling any tightness, any obstacles, any tension. Send the breath to those spaces. And soften them, dissolve away that tension, obstacle with the breath. Imagine the whole body resting heavily, sinking into the floor. Sinking into your mat, sinking and knowing that you are fully supported. And then coming back to the anchor of the breath, knowing the breath is always there for you. That gentle wave of the breath as it flows in and flows out. Flowing in gently, flowing out, releasing gently. Just observe this now. And just scanning the body again, but without judgment, without criticism. So giving yourself compassion, kindness, without any judgment. And just soften one more time into any places that you feel needs it. And allowing the breath just to simply flow in and out in its natural rhythm without forcing. So be patient with yourself. It takes time to work through things. It takes time to learn lessons. And of course, the more important the lesson, the longer the cycle to work it out and work it through. So connect with your nature and the nature around you. We grow and change as nature does. Learn her ways and study her seasons and cycles, and know that those same seasons and cycles are in each of us. The process of change is like planting a seed and watch it grow and bloom into a flower. So it takes time for nature to change things into what they're becoming. It takes time for things to develop. Be patient with yourself and with your life, and trust the process of growth. So nurture yourself and nurture those changes, those seeds of change. So within us we have Purusha and Prakriti. And Purusha is that supreme being, the individual soul, that consciousness manifested. Purusha is not changing and is constant within you. So your soul, your being, your inner being, that's constant and doesn't change. But the thing that does change is the Prakriti, the nature, the world, the universe manifested. So there's always constant change. So be patient with yourself. Be patient with that change and nurture those seeds. On your next breath in, maybe start to wiggle the fingers and toes. Reaching overhead with the arms. Stretch the legs long, so give yourselves a lovely stretch along your mat. Reaching left side strong and reaching away with that left arm, left leg. And then a nice strong long stretch on the right side, right arm, right leg.
And then very slowly rolling over onto your right side. And curl yourself up into a little ball. Give yourselves a lovely curl and hug in. And then very, very slowly rolling over, coming up to seated, keeping the eyes closed or the gaze low. And coming to that cross-legged position, Sukhasana, or Padmasana, lotus positions. Beginning and ending with lotus, if that feels good for you. Bringing your hands consciously together. Fingertips to touch, thumbs to touch, palms of the hands. Feel the energy within your hands and bring that energy to your heart center. Bowing your head down towards your heart, towards your fingertips, honoring your practice, honoring those seeds of change, and nurture those seeds, nurture yourself. Peace, peace, peace. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Thank you so much for your practice today. I know it was a long one, but we had much work to do. So keep looking after yourselves, keep working on yourselves, and knowing that all will be coming with practice. Have a lovely Friday, and maybe I'll see you on Sunday for some stretching. Lots of love. The light in me honors the light in you. Have a great day. Thank you, everybody.